Welcome back to the show. It's Good Morning Bangalore. My name is Lee, and this morning we're talking about Wobble.fun. Yeah, I said Wobble, not Wobble, Vobble. And in the studios right now is the CEO and CPO of Wobble. Neha is the CEO. Good morning, Neha. How are you doing?
Hi, Lee. Good morning. All well.
Sowmya, how are you doing?
Good.
Welcome to the Radio 1 studios. I'm sure you guys have a nice studio as well, for Wobble.
Yes, we do. But yours is much better, I must say.
Now, if you only got Wobble is a multisensory audio platform for kids mainly, for the years 4 to 10 or a little bit older as well?
A little bit older, till 12.
Till 12, yeah. Perfect. So, before that, Neha, tell me more about yourself and, how did the idea of Wobble come about as well?
Yeah, so Lee, I'm an engineer in MBA, like most of the people in India usually are. That's how I started my education. So my background is actually not so much related to audio. Mm-hmm. I actually started my career in marketing in Unilever, and then I kind of stayed in marketing for about 16 years, working in India and working in abroad in Singapore. And I actually came back to India in 2020, middle of pandemic, in one of those Vande Bharat flights.
Wow.
Landed here with my
lucky
family. I'm not sure if it was lucky. It's quite scary. So I moved back to India during that time, and I moved into this apartment complex where Sowmya was actually my neighbor.
Oh, lovely.
Right there.
Nice.
So that's how we met.
We met at the sandpit.
We met at the sandpit for our kids. And actually, to be honest, we were just going on with our work schedules and everything. But something I think we realized was happening at home, which maybe a lot of parents also realized during pandemic, was that our little kids, I have one, Sowmya in fact has two, and we saw that our cute little kids were almost getting addicted to screens.
Right.
And as a working mom, I really didn't know, how do I engage her, that she can be beyond screens. There were no further alternatives that I could find. And somehow audio really came to our rescue during that time. And our kids started listening to some audio. And not just any kind of audio, but very immersive, sound effects, very interesting, engaging, immersive audio. And suddenly we realized that, this could be a very great and a very healthy alternative for kids. Besides, you can't fight screens, but as an alternative, this could be a really good one, which improves their vocabulary, which improves their mental health, which improves their eyes, their overall physical health. And so it just started with our own kids, and it became the transformation was so drastic that we tested with another 10 kids, 40 kids, 100 kids. Sowmya and I just got together let's try this with other kids too. And we saw the same transformation. Kids actually started and building this art of listening and the big benefits of it. And that's it. That was the sort of
your mission.
Spark.
Yeah.
And so I left my job. Sowmya left what she was doing, and we started building Wobble.
Wow, amazing. As you mentioned, audio is a huge part of my life as well. Being an RJ, it is a huge part of my job as well. So I know what you mean by when you say that, audio can be so engaging and, it can draw you into the story completely. It's such a nice platform and a medium as well. I love the medium of audio. You can really mess with it. You can really do so much with it that you can do with screens, but it's simpler on audio at the same time. You can have so much fun with it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The imagination, we were just so surprised because I remember there was Halloween happening, and we had just created this one story about, how kids should not eat sugar. So there was this fun story about this sugar monster and stuff. And this little girl, and she was, I think, about 4 or 5 years old. She was just listening to the story, and she loved it so much and the character so much that at Halloween she wanted to be Sugar Monster.
Wow.
So her mother called us up and said, can you tell me how Sugar Monster looks like? It's it's an audio character. We don't really know.
You choose. You decide.
So you figure out. So the little girl, she actually made whatever imagination came to her mind. She created something on the paper, and she stuck it on her tummy, and she went for a whole Halloween trick and treat.
Wow.
So, the imagination emotion that comes with audio can never comes when you have visual.
Exactly. It's like when you read a book as well, you imagine
Absolutely.
everything out there. It's like
Exactly.
your brain telling you what to do exactly, right?
Exactly.
Amazing. Sowmya, you tell me more about yourself as well. How did you, I mean, I know the story now how you guys met,
Yeah.
but what drew you into this? What was that one spark? You're like, okay, wow, this is a very interesting idea.
Yeah. So I actually have a very different journey from Neha's.
Mm-hmm.
I have a degree in neuroscience from Michigan Ann Arbor.
Interesting.
And I've actually worked across startups through my entire career. When I had my own kids, got exposed to the world of children. And I just felt like there was a dearth of really well-made products in the kids space. And so then I went on to do my master's in human-centered design with a focus on play and education.
Okay.
So when Neha and I met, we were both sort of in our own sort of entrepreneurial journeys, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And when this idea came, it just felt like the perfect, kind of puzzle pieces coming together. And we just felt like we had the complementary skill sets to do this. And as Neha said, seeing your own kids get addicted and also realizing as a parent, you're such a big part of it, right? We are the ones who give the screens.
Correct.
So we felt like, what is that can help parents have a guilt-free option that also is engaging and good for the kids?
Right.
And so, we keep saying in the office also that, listen, it's good for you, because we think
Yeah.
it's as good as reading in terms of the kind of imagination and vocabulary building it brings.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Amazing. In the digital age, of course, we mentioned that screens dominate playtime, right? I mean, you have kids playing different games, multiple hours of the day. How did the idea of focusing on audio adventures, stories, music, and game shows emerge as a unique experience and approach for Wobble?
Yeah. So it's interesting because the way we stumbled upon audio also was, when we read bedtime stories to kids,
Yeah.
the lights are off, you're doing like these
Correct.
over-the-top
Yes.
dialogues and you're kind of engaging with them. They love that, right?
Yes.
So that's what has kind of got us started on this whole, what is immersive audio? And we started exploring the landscape. And the way we like to explain it is, imagine watching your favorite TV show with your eyes closed. The dialogue, background score, theme, SFX, all of that is what makes it super engaging.
Yes.
And for the kids, they just plug in their imagination.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we, looked at stories. Music is something that we've all grown up with.
Yeah.
And even shows, very similar to how they watch shows on TV. We felt like these buckets are fantastic to actually pull kids onto the platform. And we want to be all things audio for kids by kids. So that's how we started with those buckets of content.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I love the product as well, which is these kid-friendly headphones, right? Talk to me more about this. How did this idea come up? Because big headphones can be quite expensive to buy, professional ones, but these are so light. I was looking at them and they're so fun to look at and use as well, right? How did this idea come up?
So the other thing that we realized is, if you look at parents and where the screens come out, travel, in a restaurant, in an airplane.
Yeah.
We want audio to follow the child. We want the
Yeah.
story to follow them. And what we realized very earlier on when we started doing these pilot studies is that kids need tangibility. Audio is something that's intangible.
Yes.
And the moment you have these kid-friendly headphones, it allows you to take the story with you.
Yeah.
And we've actually had parents come and tell us things like, we were driving to Wayanad for 6 hours and my child was like on Wobble the entire time.
My
And
God.
so as mothers, we realized that this is something really interesting. So we've made kids-safe headphones.
Right.
So there's a decibel level cap. The frequency response curve on the headphones reduces listening fatigue. So basically, it's very, very safe for the child. And as you said, it's light and portable. So you
Right.
can take it wherever you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, it also contributes to the overall experience, right?
Absolutely.
To the, because I'm sure that noise cancelling as well at times. Are
No,
they?
we didn't do noise cancelling at this stage because we do want the parent to be able to, communicate with the child as well. But it is extremely good for immersive listening.
Right,
So
right.
when you have the headphones, that's when you experience the content the best. So that's why we, chose to kind of go with this starter pack, which
Right.
essentially gets kids started onto this journey of audio listening.
Right.
Our content, of course, you can connect to a Bluetooth speaker as well. But we found that because of the headphones, where screens come out instead, you have the
Yeah.
headphones come out and the story starts.
No, I completely agree because headphones are such a huge part of it. If you listen to any good song, that has both earphones, stereo enabled,
Absolutely.
so immersive, it's so good, and it just opens up a whole new world in your head itself.
Completely.
It's
completely.
amazing.
Yeah. And I think one of the other things that we wanted on the starter pack was, when you introduced in the beginning was this whole multi-sensory audio.
Yes.
So what we also realized very initially was that audio is intangible, so let's make it tangible. So we had the headphones. As mothers, we wanted to make it safe, so we did that. But we were also seeing that kids, when they're listening, their hands are free. Right. And when we were observing them, they were like drawing, they were playing Legos, they were doing all sorts of, they were putting their imagination on paper. And we realized that there is this aspect of multisensory learning and impact of audio itself. So in the starter pack, you will also see there are activity books, which is actually related to the content that the kids are listening to.
Right. These are very interesting, and they're like... They're drawings.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're puzzles.
So many
Word
very, very
searches.
cool, drawings as well.
Yeah.
That I could never do as a kid for some reason. I could never draw properly. Always outside the box.
So it's interesting. Print along with audio actually
Right.
helps retention by 40%. So we feel like this is a really, interesting space to explore. With
Definitely.
This whole multi-sensory listening.
Are there any more features or, experiences you're going to introduce in the future for Wobble?
Yes. So, there is something that we already have. One of the things is we also have a lot of gamification on our Wobble app. So the kids, as they listen, they can, earn badges, they can earn streaks and things like that. So it kind of really helps. Audio is a new thing for children.
Yeah.
So for a parent and sort of support parent to build a habit for this amazing new journey that the kids are going on. So we have lots of sort of engaging gamification on the app.
Lovely.
We're going to, of course, progress a lot more on it. We also have like these little prompts. So based on what the child is listening to. So let's say the child has listened to dinosaurs or something around dinosaurs today. So there is a prompt that goes to the parent at the end of the day saying that, your child actually listened to dinosaurs. Why don't you ask him about what T-Rex eats or, how T-Rex hands are. So, and this is also builds a lot of conversation between the parent and the child about the content that they're listening to and learning from. So there are features around the app itself that we want to build further and further. One of the things that we are also doing, thankfully, I think somehow we've been lucky, to be honest, Sowmya and I. Early start of our journey, we started alone, but like a lot of people joined us in this sort of mission. And one of the big partners that we have are publishers. So we have, like, for example, HarperCollins, we have Scholastic,
Lovely.
we have Amar Chitrakatha from India, Tulika books, or so we have like a lot of these publishers who've come together and they have given their books that we can adapt into very immersive audio.
Lovely.
And also adapt into these multisensory activity books. So that also, I think, really adds to our overall sort of building the product itself. So we are excited to sort of build these features in. We are also very excited to actually, in terms of building a lot more partnerships in channels. So we want to be, as Sowmya was mentioning, where do screens really come out, right? We want to be in the airplanes. Why not?
Correct.
Right? We want to be in your car entertainment system. Why not? We want to
Interesting.
be in schools.
Yeah.
We want to be on hospital waiting rooms. Why not? Right.
Right.
I think that's where the audio will truly start getting adopted when you're also at places where kids are and they're using screens.
Right.
So that's also going to be a very big part of as we go further is to build partnerships, to build our product and to take our product to partners.
I think you need one for adults as well, because definitely we need a break from screen time as well. We definitely add one of that there, an adult section of it, because, oh my God, Reels and Instagram and social media is so addicting.
Very addictive.
And I just find myself going on my phone continuously and don't realize it, but my thumb is sore at the end of the day. It's crazy. It's so annoying. But lastly, could you provide some insights into the future of Wobble, for the vision of Wobble and its role in shaping the landscape of screen-free playtime alternatives for kids?
Yeah, so our future is, of course, that's one of the reasons why Sowmya and I started, right? Was to impact kids globally, not just in India, but impact kids globally in a meaningful, impactful way.
Right.
And we want to build scale accordingly as much as kids that we can do. So we want to be a global audio powerhouse for kids, dedicated for kids.
Lovely.
I think one thing that we always, that's one of our North Star, is that maybe a year down the line or 2 years down the line, when there is a Wobble kid and there's a non-Wobble kid, there is a very stark difference in terms of how they listen, what is their reading comprehension, what's their vocabulary, how their mental health is. There's a very stark sort of impact that we've been able to create on kids as they're growing up. So for us, that is the main thing that we started. We left all our things and started this, was that we meaningfully can impact as many kids as we can globally.
Lovely.
Across ages.
Amazing. And how do, if parents want to buy the app or subscribe and buy the starter pack as well, how do they do that? Where do they go?
So we, on our website, so as you said in the beginning, so we are Wobble, Wobble.fun. We wanted to have a cool name.
Nice name. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
.com. So we wanted it to be fun. So at our website, you can actually get the subscription if you just want the subscription to try out the content. Or you can also buy our starter pack, which comes with these headphones and activities, but also comes with a 3 or a 6 month subscription, whatever you want to opt for.
Lovely.
So all of this can be bought at our website. We are also available on Amazon. So just search for us and you'll find us.
Wobble, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, as a kid, last question. As a kid, what did you like to consume? Like what TV shows or what did you read when you were a kid? Do you remember? One story?
Mine was Enid Blyton.
Yes. Actually, same.
Yeah.
My mom pushed that onto me. She's just like, read this one book, Famous Five, and then I went home.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm trying to do with my daughter, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, I think for us growing up, I think that's one of the things Neha and I connected on also, was just like how much we loved reading, how much we loved listening to music. We actually connected on music.
Yeah.
And
we
I
are
think,
very rockheads.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we do biking together.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all are best school moms. I didn't know. This is amazing.
Yeah, we keep our favorite song. We just discovered it is like "Learning to Fly" by Pink Floyd, and that's like our anyway. But yeah, we connected on that. We connected on books, and that's actually how it sparked the conversation where we were like, we used to listen to so much music and read so much. Like, what's happening? How do we get kids to do this? And yeah, we're really excited about Wobble being that avenue to get kids off screen and listen more and eventually even read more. Like,
Amazing. Well, now I'm going to play a little bit for you this morning so that you get an idea of what Wobble is for you. So sit back and enjoy. And once again, thank you guys so much, Neha and Sowmya, the CEO, Neha, and the CP, or the Chief Playful Officer, she calls herself, Sowmya, in the studios of Wobble.fun, a multisensory platform for kids, audio platform for kids that will definitely, boost their, intelligence, I'm sure, mental health, and a whole lot more. So sit back, enjoy, and here's what a little bit of Wobble sounds like.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Perfect.